Hello everybody, my name is Network Wizkid. In this video we're going to take a look at two certifications from the same organization, yet in terms of experience require a very different level of knowledge in order to actually obtain those certifications. Those certifications are from ISC², so we're going to be looking at the Certified in Cybersecurity, or the ISC² CC certification, which is a fairly new certification from ISC², and we're also going to be looking at the ISC² CISSP, which has obviously been around for some time. Those that have got experience in the industry or maybe heard of that certification before. Now, the reason I wanted to compare the two is for those that are actually already in the industry and maybe working towards a CISSP, you'll know that it requires some work. There's a lot of reading to do, there's a lot of content to cover, and the way that the questions are asked or phrased is totally different to any exam I've taken, at least in the past. So you really need to be on top of your game and ensuring that you've covered the content for the CISSP. The other one is the Certified in Cybersecurity, and that's an entry-level certification. It's a new certification from ISC², and its aim is to upskill individuals that are looking at getting into cybersecurity by giving them some fundamental knowledge of the different areas they feel are important that people need to know when getting into cybersecurity. Now, the ISC² Certified in Cybersecurity is currently free at the moment, and when you actually get access to the content, you have the opportunity to go through what I must say is some rather detailed subjects. So it comes in the form of, you know, videos, you've got knowledge checks, you've got text to read, and then you've got some practice tests to take at the end of it. And once you've completed each of the sections, you're then eligible to take the actual certification exam, which you take at a Pearson VUE testing center, and hopefully once you pass you get certified and you'll receive the ISC² Certified in Cybersecurity. You're probably still asking, well, what's the correlation between this entry-level certification, the ISC² Certified in Cybersecurity, and the more advanced CISSP certification from ISC² 2? And this is what we're going to look at. So we can see here we've got a number of chapters or domains, if you like, which are covering different things. So you've got security principles, incident response, business continuity, and disaster recovery concepts. You've got access control, network security, you've got security operations, and then you conclude with the course. Now, the reason I'm doing this video is because those domains that we just looked at for the Certified in Cybersecurity actually map as well towards the domains in the CISSP. And I probably should have pointed out, for those that don't know what the CISSP is, it's a more advanced ISC² certification, and its abbreviation is for the Certified Information System Security Professional. So as I was saying, those domains in the entry-level certification map to some of the domains in the more advanced CISSP. So why is this important? Because maybe it's not as important for those that are just getting into cybersecurity, because they probably maybe won't be looking at taking the CISSP anytime soon. But for those that are already looking at taking the CISSP and maybe have purchased a CISSP book to read, or maybe going through some online content, this is also the Certified in Cybersecurity certification is also a good way for you to be able to cover some of the topics that are going to be covered in the CISSP as well. And what I've actually done here is I've mapped the Certified in Cybersecurity domains to some of the CISSP domains, so you can hold yourself accountable by actually scheduling the Certified in Cybersecurity certification exam, even though you are way ahead of that already. You know, the exam's currently free, so why not book it, and you also get access to free content, including different questions, exam questions as well, that you can answer as well. So it really gives you a good maybe a more fundamental level, but nevertheless it gives you a good grasp of the sort of way that ISC² are asking some of the questions. So here's the domain mappings, and I've done this and want to share it with you. I will also share it on my website as well, networkwizkid.com. But for those that are going towards a CISSP, and in my case, I am currently actively studying for the CISSP, and the book I'm using is here. So that's the book I'm using there. Really enjoying the book so far, and it covers all the domains in there, as well as practice questions, and gives you the answers there as well. So in my view, I thought, well, why not kickstart my CISSP by looking at the Certified in Cybersecurity, going through the content, which I'm sure is going to touch on some of the CISSP topics, and get an idea for how ISC² like to phrase their questions, and start to get into that mindset. Now, granted, as I say, it is a more kind of entry level certification, but nevertheless it gives you information that is also going to be covered in CISSP as well. So the way that I've been doing it is I've actually been going through the Certified in Cybersecurity content, because I have actually got that certification exam scheduled, and where it doesn't touch on subjects in detail, I then refer to the CISSP book that I've just shown you, just to make sure I've covered all the different concepts for that particular topic. And that's important because, you know, my ultimate end goal is obviously to get the CISSP, and I can use the ISC² content to touch on some of the topics that's going to be covered in the CISSP. So anyway, enough of that. You know, let's get to the domain mapping. So we can see on the screen now, Module 1, Security Principles. That actually maps to some of the topics covered in Security and Risk Management of Domain 1 in the CISSP. So I've covered Module 1 on the ISC² Certified in Cybersecurity, and I then went across to cover Domain 1 on the CISSP. Then Module 2 covers Incident Response, Business Continuity and Disaster Recovery in the ISC² CC. And we can see there is topics covered on the CISSP that map to that in Security Operations in Domain 7. There's then some concepts introduced in the Introductory Certification around Access Control concepts in Module 3. And if we map that to the CISSP, we can see that Domain 5 actually covers Identity and Access Management in greater detail. Furthermore, Network Security in Module 4 of the CC is actually touching on topics in Domain 4 in Communication and Network Security of the CISSP. Lastly, Module 5 is Security Operations, and that's an easy mapping because there is a Security Operations domain, which is Domain 7 in the CISSP as well. So you can see there the Introductory Certification doesn't cover every single domain because there is 8 domains in the CISSP, but if you are going towards a CISSP, you know, maybe you can use the content in the Certified in Cybersecurity to hold yourself accountable and get through some of the modules that you will cover in the domains, and also get a free certification out of it as well. On the flip side of it, if you are looking at taking the entry-level ISC² Certified in Cybersecurity certification exam, you can go through the content which is provided to you, but if you really want to have more chance of passing, and ultimately, you know, you're looking at starting a career in cybersecurity and more than likely will head towards a CISSP, then why not look at either, you know, purchasing a CISSP book, or some content that actually covers the domains that we're speaking about here. And this is actually going to be more beneficial for you when it comes to taking the exam, because you're going to have a deeper understanding about some of the modules that are covered in the ISC² Certified in Cybersecurity as well. So I hope you found that video useful. I just wanted to share this with you because this is a method that I am using not only to pass the CISSP, but also to really give myself a boost and pass that Certified in Cybersecurity certification, because it's currently free to take, and why not have a new certification? So I hope you found that useful. Again, I will share these mappings on my website, networkwizkid.com. Thank you for watching.